Hi there guys, it's me RPG Grenade again, your host and/or player, and you know what time it is. It's time for another weird command block machine thing with technically three commands this time. And that's because this is basically a two-parter. This was originally going to be two separate mods, but I decided that they worked well together, so I figured why not put them together. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is show off the first part. Generally what you would want to do is go into a forest, and after a little while something strange will happen. Not that noise. Hey! Oh look, there's one of the things right now. Let's see if we can fly up to it. It's a bee! It's a bee! Yes, this mod adds in bees and stuff. It's really interesting, actually. And I really like this sort of thing. It is really fun. And they do kind of get annoying after a while. The idea is that you're supposed to stay in the forest. And of course, as usual, this comes with a book. The way to use the book is, as usual, you could get a book and another item of interest that will force it to happen. So just get a poppy or another type of flower. As long as it's not the yellow one, it should work just fine. Drop the book, drop the flower, get the special book, The Magic of the Forest. And it's basically the talking of a druid. It is so unfortunate that most are unable to see the beauty in the forest around them. If they were to only observe and explore more blah 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 blah. And it will talk about the bees and all that stuff. It is a very long book, and quite honestly, this time around, I am not willing to read the whole thing. I'd rather you just play it yourself and see what the book has to say. But basically, you can catch these bees. Come here. Come here. One day I'll catch one. Yeah, these are not easy to get. There we go. I got one. And with these bees, you can do a couple of things. First off, if you have a bunch of them, you can just spam the shit out of it, and then you just get a bee-infested area. Or you can do some other things with them, which I am going to show off in a moment. But first and foremost, what you see now are just regular bees. Sorry for the weird chunk errors. My computer is being slow at the moment, so sorry for if it seems like it's low frame rate or something. That's just the way my computer is right now. Anyways, the bees have their own flight patterns. They're obviously just like bats, invisible bats with an armor stand riding on top of them that happens to be holding a wooden button. A small armor stand, probably. That's ruins the magic, unfortunately. They do spawn at intervals of time, so it's not exactly random. And the thing is, after a certain period of time, some sort of hive should spawn as well. There are naturally occurring hives as well as hives that you can create. So let's see if I can force a natural spawning hive. Alright, should appear any second now. It should appear in a matter of seconds somewhere nearby. The only issue is you can't really know exactly when it's going to appear or where. That's the whole point. So it could actually just appear in the water or on top of a tree. In fact, it's more likely to appear on top of a tree, honestly. Let's look around for a little bit. It may even be in the lake or something. There should be one around here somewhere. Ah, here we go. Found one. We found a hive, people. Alright, let's just go into game mode 0 to show off what I can do. So in game mode 0, you can jump up to these hives and you start getting stung by the bees. You can, of course... oh, actually, I might need that later. There we go. Let's just get that. And the thing with these bee hives, is that they produce honey. And you can pick them up by right-clicking on them. You know, typical stuff. And you can also drop them wherever you want. Just be careful to keep your distance because they can hurt you pretty badly if you stay too close, as you saw before, because they will sting you to death eventually. So one of the things you're going to want to have if you have a hive, or if you want to make one, you're going to need a bunch of flowers. Again, any flower will do except for the red ones. It's a specific reason. It has to do with the item ID. Oh! Yeah, that shows off something I don't want to show right. Yeah. What you can do with the hive is you can set it just about anywhere. So, hello bees. I'm going to set it up like right here. And what you can do is, you know, you can wait like 20 minutes or something for the honey to appear, or you could speed up the process by placing down flowers nearby it. You can only place up to 8, because if you place any more than 8, there's a good chance that they won't actually produce honey after a while. There is a complicated underlying reason for that. It has to do with command blocks and complicated technical jargon that unless you understand command blocks you probably won't get. So basically, when you do this, it should, instead of taking like 20 minutes, it should take maybe a minute instead. So you just have to wait for a while, and we'll get back to this in a second. For now, I'm going to go back to the little house I was at and pick up something to show you a way to handle the beehives a little bit better. At this point, you'd probably be very annoyed with the hive and the fact that it constantly hurts you. And you might want to get close to it because it produces honey, and you want that honey because it actually does something quite cool. So what you can do is, of course, get a flower. Any type will do, again, except the yellow one. Drop a leather helmet on the floor, drop a poppy, and you will get a special helmet, the beekeeper hat. The bees can't sting you when wearing this, so you just wear it, and then you can go ahead and get close to the beehive. There shouldn't be any issues. Yep, nothing. And it just produced honeycombs. Yep, honeycombs. These delicious honey heals your sickly ailments real fast. So what it does in general is that it, how should I put it? It heals you, it satisfies your hunger, and it also heals poison and or withering effect that you might have. So let's demonstrate this. There we go. Alright, eat it. There we go. And we're good. Save regeneration, and then it goes away. It heals you up all the way, and also heals up most of your hunger bar, so that is a plus, and that is a good reason to have one of these honey hives. You can also make a farm with this. Oh, yep, there he goes again. So this is the bees. No, wait, I still have to show off how you're supposed to make one of these things. Alright, so what you're going to need to make one of these hives by yourself is that you're going to need a dispenser facing upwards. You're going to have to stand on top of it. You're going to have at least 8 bees, surround the center with bees, and put 1 flower in the middle. Then you're going to get yourself your own hive. And then you can just drop the hive wherever, yada yada yada. You already saw how that worked before. You have about 3 seconds, it should turn into a hive. There it is. Alright, so they also make a funny little noise. Don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, it's an interesting noise. It's almost nighttime. That should show off the next feature of this mod. So let's just wait a little bit, huh? Alright, I think that's long enough. We should go outside now, and we should start walking in the middle of the forest. Let's just hope we don't get attacked, because I'm not really wearing much armor at the moment. Maybe I should put it to peaceful. Regardless. Hey, looky. We have a Firefly. You can of course pick them up because they're experience orbs, and there is no real way to prevent a player from picking them up. So that's unfortunate. You can make them last longer, but you can't prevent them from getting picked up by players. So, there we go. Alright. So, we have Fireflies. They spawn as well if you are walking within grassy areas, and generally forests and grassy plains and places like that where you can generally find flowers and little ponds and things like that. They will spawn, and they're so cute. They're so nice to look at. They add a little bit of a touch of environment to your world. And we're about to be attacked by a zombie, I'm pretty sure, but still, this is worth it. This is just a single one at the moment. There's probably going to be more after a while. If you stay in one spot for long enough, more will appear. So this is a lovely little ambient spot. Oh, look, they're accumulating. And of course, you can gather their experience from them. They do drop a decent amount of experience for the fact that they're just like a single experience orb. Come here, there we go. But if you wanted to catch more fireflies to make a lot more experience, it could be it's honestly a very good experience farm. You can do this. What you're going to need is a water bottle and some sugar. So obviously you need sugar water in order to attract fireflies, because fireflies really love it. So what you got to do is just drop the water bottle on the ground, wait for a little bit. There you go, you have your own little bottle block thing. Just drop some sugar on it. It should change the color. Then it's a sugar water. Oh, you just saw there that one just spawned there, and I picked it up pretty quickly. Yeah, that happens sometimes. That's after effect of the fireflies appearing. So what you have to do is just wait around in the grass in the forests. Be nearby, maybe. Well, you don't have to be too close to it, but it helps. And after they appear, they will be drawn towards you, and they give you quite a lot of experience. You just saw one from level 33 to level 36. So there is a lot of experience to be held from these little guys right here. You might want to keep your distance if you don't want them to leave the bottle, but they kind of look cute in there. Kind of like the way it looks. So the way you can also pick them up, just get really close to it, like get on it, and then pick up the cork. And you just get the water bottle back. You lose the sugar, unfortunately, but you get the water bottle back at least, which is nice. Now you may be wondering, why on earth would I have needed that sapling from before? Well, there's a very good reason for this. For one, you can create a new type of item, which will spawn what is to be called a gargantuan tree. Now, these gargantuan trees will spawn naturally, of course, but you can make some of your own. Alright, I do not think this is a very good spot for it. It doesn't quite feel like a... Now let's put it on top of that. Yes, alright, so let's put the tree up here just to show it off. So what you're going to need to make a super sapling, as I've called them, is just a regular oak sapling, has to be specifically oak, and a block of emerald, and you will get a super sapling. Drop this on grass to grow a huge tree. It, like it said, has to be on grass. Just drop it here, and I want to move back. You know what? There we go. Alright, so after a while we'll start creating these little sparklies, and the sparklies basically create the radius of more or less what the tree is going to be like. And once you see those smoke effects, get the hell back. You can pick it up to prevent it, but now the tree grows. Yeah, and there's the roots, and there are the branches, and there are the leaves. Nice. A little bit disjointed on the leaves there. That is the first, but for the most part the leaves generally don't go out this far. And the branches, they look kind of nice. This is obviously a randomly generating tree. The tree will never look quite the same because it is utilizing bats and teleporting them up mildly, killing them off, and just spawning tree logs in their place. These are special logs which have the log texture on all sides, so it looks a little bit more natural. And I really like the way it looks out. These tree roots really look freaking crazy. They even go into the ground and everything. And I really like how it looks. Let's see how it looks like from far away. Yeah, in the middle of a forest of regular oak trees, this guy really stands out. And it's not much, it's just a tree. You can grow one, you can make a little tree house in here. I mean, it's big enough for that. You could just get on top of here and make yourself a tree house. But there are also naturally spawning gargantuan trees, and they have some special properties. Let's see if we can find one. Okay, I've pretty much given up and gone to a little grass patch of land to hope that there will be one to appear somewhere, hopefully, maybe. Aha! I found one! Alright, now it's appeared. Yeah, sometimes they appear in very unfortunate places, but of course these little sparklies will indicate where they are. And you can just, you know, clear the way. Get out of the way, Piggy! Oh, well. He died. Alright, so this is a naturally spawning giant tree. Oh my god, the lag. Alright, There we go. Alright, now that it's settled more or less. I think he died. Alright, let's just pick that up. These naturally spawning trees are different. They have something special inside. The ones that you make yourself don't have these. But the naturally spawning ones have a special room inside with some treasure. You get 20 blocks of gold, 2 blocks of emerald, and 1 block of diamond. I'd say that's a pretty good treasure, don't you think? Considering the spawn rates, I think it's very fair. Now, oh, hello. There's a randomly spawning hive right there. That's just to show how they can randomly spawn like that. So now I think with that aside, the last thing to show you guys is the naturally spawning ponds. Alright, so the naturally spawning ponds are a little bit difficult to find because they appear very, very rarely, and it depends on very specific circumstances for them to be able to spawn. If you happen to be in a grassy area like this one, there's a higher chance of them being able to spawn at all. So if you really want one of them to appear, you're just gonna have to follow through with this little searching of sorts. Now, one should appear eventually. Okay. God damn it, I hate when this happens. New grassy area, let's hope we can find one. Yay, okay. Freaking spawn already! These take like an hour just to have a chance of spawning, pretty much. So you'll be very lucky if you ever find one. Will it spawn? There it is! Hey, it spawned underwater. Well, yeah, this happens sometimes. It just depends on the terrain. It will spawn this lovely, lovely, lovely pond, which lets off a couple particle effects here and there and stuff. It's nice. Clears out a nice little area underground or something like this. And this is possibly a location that you're going to want to keep track of, because when you get close to this thing, it gives you night vision, for one thing. That's not a big deal, but it lets you see under the water. It's nice. The other thing is that when you enter it, it will heal you completely. Just to show that off. Instant health 2. And it constantly appears whenever you're touching the water more than anything. If you happen to be in the deep in the water and stuff like that, it still works. As long as you are touching the water or very close by to these rotating magic things, I guess, you will get the full effects, which also heals wither and poison, of course. So this is basically a super power up to the honeycomb in a way, but it's very rare to find. It's aesthetically, hopefully aesthetically pleasing, at least I consider it to be. But RPG, I hear you say, how do I get these things into my world? Well, it's pretty easy, I tell ya. I'm going to put a bunch of commands in the description, and you can use this. Oh my god, I am lagging so badly. This is not a good time for me to be recording. Anyways, these two machines basically create the whole thing. I will put the commands in the description. You should know how to make these by now, but just in case, I am going to show you how to get these things into your world. Oh wow, that's amazing how much it actually lags whenever I get too close. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is give, tab again, COMM, tab, and you give yourself a command block. Then you get yourself a redstone block or a button. I prefer a button. And then you get the two commands that I'm going to put in the description. So you will be able to put these into your world. I'm just going to set the button on each of these. There we go. And of course, there is a catch. When it comes to the book, you're going to need the book fixed as usual. I always happen to have that issue. So first, let me just get those commands. Here's the command for the bees and the fireflies. So let's just spawn that in the meantime. And I will get the other command right away for the book fix really quickly. Alright. Okay, so this box should create, and it should lag your world a little bit. Depends on the speed of your computer. Mine just happens to be at an old-time crap low right now. And you can, of course, destroy the machine using this particular sign by right-clicking it, as you saw before. So what you're going to have to look for is on the left side of the box for the bees and fireflies section, just break this glass right here. and find the command block that says place command here. So you just replace it. There you go. And you've replaced it. You can put the glass back if you want. Doesn't really make a difference. And now the book should work. Let's just test that out real quick next to this ravine. Alright, so we got a book. And we got a flower. Yep, there's the book. Okay, cool. Oh, God, the lag. The lag is real. So, frame rate just went to shit. Okay, let me get the other command real quick. Alright, let's just see how much this kills my computer this time. Yeah, this is gonna kill my computer, isn't it? Alright, if I look up, it shouldn't be too bad. There we go. That... Okay, cool. That was just a glitch. So here's the second one. The section has trees and ponds. And so if you want the complete mod, you're gonna have to put these two together. By themselves, they're not really that big. But if I were to try to put them together into one command, it would be freaking enormous, and I probably wouldn't be able to stuff them in together. So with that, you should have the mod all set up. And you can use it wherever you want. Random trees will spawn, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Oh, yep, for example, here's another one that had spawned beforehand. Okay, there we go. Just there. So here's another random tree that spawned beforehand. I don't remember if this was a natural spawn or if I put this here. Yeah, I put this here. Okay, so... there is a bit of a glitch that can happen with this particular mod. Hello, bees. If you happen to be leaving the chunks, or you aren't quite close enough, or your computer happens to lag like mine does, sometimes when the tree grows, something interesting can happen. You can sometimes get mega trees. Mega trees. They grow up really high. They still manage to have the treasure inside. And they don't really have any leaves, but they just go up so very high. And I mean, very high. There's not even anything to really look at up here. It's just a really, really tall tree. There's absolutely nothing to look at up here. This is a great source of wood, but other than that, there's not really much of a point to it. Yeah, so, with that in mind, guys, this is the Mystical Forests mod. You can read the book if you want full information, or more information about how to use it, because it keeps track of it there. There is even a little crafting recipe in there if you look for it. Let me specify where that is. Handling the bees? Yes, here it is. In handling the bees section, the word where it says this, it'll show you the crafting recipe of how to create the hive, and that's all you really need to know about the book. Besides that, everything is just as it is before. So that is all, guys. I hope you really liked the mod. I really liked it myself. There's going to be another one being recorded soon, and I hope to show it off. It is not an ambient mod like this one. It's a lot more, I suppose, practical, but mostly only practical if you happen to be on servers, so there's something to look forward to. So in the meantime, you can give me suggestions, give a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Maybe share this video with people who you think would be interested in it. I am almost completely certain this is multiplayer compatible. As long as you have a decent server running, there shouldn't be any real complications. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next one, or if I ever come up with something more interesting, but I highly doubt that. These are really, really cool. I will see you in the next single command block mod showcase.